Not that this job is a bad gig. Don't get me wrong. But there are certain things that you give up during this time slot in the evening 95% of the year, and one of those things is dinner with the family and sitting down and enjoying that and having an evening in the backyard and all of the good things that go along with that. I do get to squeeze some of that in during the day after, well, if you didn't know, the day job before we head over here to iHeart Media, Fox Sports Radio 1400. All of that, though, well worth a Friday evening with the family. Zach Lentz did an incredible job filling in. Of course, he used to host a show up in the upstate and was In the Zone with Zach, I believe was the name of it. Now, I want to encourage you all. I've been talking up this Slack channel quite a bit, and I heard Zach talking up the Slack channel, and good on Zach for doing so, because that's what you do when you're filling in. You talk up the biggest things going on in the world of Clemson sports, and that's our Slack channel. So here's how you join. Head over to ClemsonSportsTalk.com right now. And when you head over there, when you get over there, you will see a Join the Conversation link. Click that, sign up, and then you can be a part of our Slack channel. Now you're saying, what does that mean exactly, Swan? It's kind of like, I don't want to say a message board because it's instantaneous. Refreshes and stuff like that, not necessary. Conversations threaded if you want. Lots of topics. Lots of good stuff. Again, head over to ClemsonSportsTalk.com and click Join the Conversation. It'll be, there's a learning curve. And there's always a learning curve to any new technology. That's like when the cloud came around and people were like, I don't even understand what the cloud is. And so you're trying to break down how can you explain the cloud to people that don't really understand the cloud.
To start, press any key. Where's the any key?
And truth be told, it's as simple as this. Where's your money? If it's not under your mattress, guess what? It's in the cloud. Just like your documents are in the cloud now, just like everything is moving to the cloud. It's in the database. It's in the system somewhere else. It's not on you, on your person. It's not on your computer at your house. You don't go to your computer and say, I'd like $45, and it spits it out like it's an ATM. Your money's in the cloud somewhere, just like your data and photos and everything else. Well, Slack is a fantastic new way for you to chat with us live during the program. People over there live right now chatting in the live show tab or hashtag or whatever they want to call it. Doesn't matter, channel. Then you've also got a situation moving forward where you can get this Slack app on your iPhone and Android device, and it's all right there, and it's instantaneous, and you get all the latest breaking news. So, again, check that out. Appreciate Zach Lentz. Coming up on the program in hour number 2, Jamie Bradford, host of the Jamie Bradford Show down there in Charleston. I do a segment with him every Friday, and I got to thinking, I wanted to return the favor and get Jamie on. He's got a bit more of an interest in our fine-feathered friends over the fence just a little bit. So he will give us some insight into what he thinks is going to take place here in the Midlands of South Carolina as the Gamecocks continue to look for their next head baseball coach. We'll also talk with him some about the momentum that Clemson has still on the recruiting trails, of course, on Friday. 4-star defensive back Kyler McMichael committed to the Clemson Tigers. We'll also touch on Zamir White's a unique post over on his Instagram page, and it wasn't to his feed, but Instagram has now developed stories much like Snapchat, and some people are going, I don't even know what you're saying. I don't get it. And I understand that. But on his social media outlet called Instagram, he made a little story that's not like a public photo that's still there, and he had a Clemson steering wheel on his car. So we'll talk about that coming up a little later in the program as well. Here's how you could participate. 803-978-1832. 803-978-1832. Zach Lentz actually in the live chat right now wants to know where that uber-talented guy is we had filling in for him on Friday. He said he loved him. Kind of reminded him of a Jonas brother. Zach, you did great, man. I appreciate the egg. Zach has like 16 chickens. That means his house is, I guess they eat omelets a lot. I'm not really sure, but he's left me 12. He assures me that these will last 6 weeks if I never put them in the refrigerator. I'm not going to risk. I'm not risking that. I'm pretty sure these are going to be hard boiled probably tonight or tomorrow. I don't know that my wife's going to let me go any further. But if you are a local chicken farmer and you can validate Zach's story, I'd love to hear from you as well, even if it's via the Ocean Reef Resort text line, 803-450-0086. That's 803-450-0086 is the number. Taking a look out on social media here to see what's going on. We got some people chiming in with everything in the world of college sports. But we begin with a topic from the four-letter network, ESPN. They released their brand new Future Power Rankings. And what a Future Power Ranking is, they look at the next 3 seasons. And they look at where you are, they look at where everybody else is, and they go, okay, these are the teams that they believe are the best for sustained success over the next 3 seasons. And that's what is a Future Power Ranking, according to ESPN. Lots of situations go into this. Lots of determining factors. Recruiting, quarterback play, how you have to get to your conference championship. You know, I know people got caught up in the football power index and all of these mythical unicorn-esque numbers that we get into, but this time of the year, I've always told you I love lists, and I love any kind of rankings that somebody can give me in the mid to late portions of June. And this was one I really appreciated. So in ESPN's future college football rankings, talking about a 3-year window, they have the Clemson Tigers behind just a handful of colleges. First on that list, no surprise here, the Alabama Crimson Tide. They've got them ranked number 1 for the future in terms of offense, number 1 for the future in terms of defense, and number 5 for the future in terms of quarterback play. And that's what positions Alabama at number 1. And I truly believe as long as Nick Saban is willing to stay at Alabama, as long as he is willing to get up in the morning, go to the office, get to work, grind all day, and go home, I don't really see anybody surpassing him right now. I suppose it could happen. A couple of national championships for Urban Meyer at Ohio State might do it, especially if you could pull off back-to-back fashion, maybe even defeating Alabama along the way and get a lot of momentum in terms of recruiting more. And I shouldn't say get a lot of momentum in terms of recruiting because, heck, they've already got a ton of that at Ohio State. But I guess in terms of riding a new wave where Alabama may be a little bit further behind you, and that hasn't been the case. As good as Ohio State has been, as good as teams like LSU have been in the past on the recruiting trail, Alabama's been right there at the forefront. They've surpassed Florida State. They've surpassed Ohio State. They've surpassed Oklahoma and everybody else that wants to play with the big boys in terms of recruiting. It's like Alabama's there and everybody else is just trying to keep up. And that's one of the great differences in college sports and professional sports. In professional sports, we like to build parity. We like to at least believe that parity is going to exist. We allow the worst team in the league to draft first so that they have a chance to get the best player. You can only imagine how college football would look if Alabama and Clemson got the last pick of the top players in the country this year because they had done so well. College football allows you to build a machine. College football allows you to, once you get the ball rolling, it's like a sewing machine. Just got to keep it, lubricated. Make sure that you interchange the parts every once in a while to make everything work. But other than that, you should be good to go. And so Alabama sitting there at number 1 in the futures rankings of ESPN doesn't surprise me. As long as Nick Saban is there, I think it is safe to bet on Alabama being in the college football playoff. And right now, what Alabama has done, oddly enough, even though he still has to go through a very difficult SEC West, even though you still have to get through a difficult conference in the SEC, Alabama has started to distance themselves from the field just a little bit in the SEC. It feels reminiscent of what Florida State used to do to the ACC. Now, maybe not necessarily in terms of the point totals and the way they're running up scores on teams in conference, because Alabama wins their fair share of tooth and nail fight to the finish games in the SEC, but they put some blowouts on the board too. But it doesn't come across the way the 1990s versions of Florida State beat people. Florida State in the ACC back then, going up against teams like Wake Forest and Duke and Virginia, when the Atlantic Coast Conference was smaller, when you didn't have multiple divisions, when you had 9 teams playing college football in this league, it was Florida State and the 8 Dwarfs. I mean, I don't know any other way to put it. That's what it was in Clemson. You were right there. You were just grumpy. You were the grumpy one, because you couldn't figure out how this big boy came into the league and stole your Kool-Aid. You've been swirling around in orange Kool-Aid in the Atlantic Coast Conference for years. And now here comes this incredible monster of a football program and Bobby Bowden. And every year, just ripping your heart out to the point of, at one point, what was it, 57-0? You guys are rolling into work and your Florida State buddies are popping down that Heinz 57 bottle in that Zero bar. Because, taste it, Tiger Nation, you got thumped over and over. And you occasionally get the tease. You think, this is the one. And you couldn't pull it out. You go in there with high hopes, man, sticking your chest out a little bit. Yeah, we're back. We're back. It's Clemson. No, it wasn't going to happen. They were a mountain. And Alabama's becoming a mountain in the SEC. By comparison to their contemporaries in their conference, they are becoming a mountain that is nearly impossible to climb. Every once in a while, LSU gets in there. Every once in a while, Auburn wants to challenge. But outside of that, there hasn't been a whole lot of challenge for the Crimson Tide. No surprise they're sitting there at number 1. Number 2 in ESPN's future rankings in terms of 3 years power moving forward. They've got Ohio State. No surprise there as well. I think if you're talking about the top coaches in college football, you say Nick Saban and 95%, maybe more. They say Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer did it at Florida. He's done it at Ohio State. And I'm going to be honest, in his time at Ohio State, he's arguably been more impressive than Nick Saban in terms of his record and resume and how good they've been against conference play. Good gracious. And what Clemson did to them out in the desert, I've labeled it as the game that's going to be the least remembered, perhaps, of the college football season for the majority of people across the country. 31-0. That game, it feels like it didn't happen, like it was a dream. I mean, I go back and I watch that game and I kind of see that cloudy vision of it all, but Clemson waltzed into Arizona and wiped the field with Ohio State. A team that a lot of national pundits thought Clemson shouldn't even be on the field with them. But it does not surprise me to see, looking forward, Ohio State there at number 2. They've got threats in their conference in Michigan and Michigan State. Penn State on the rise as well with Coach Franklin there. But all in all, Ohio State has been more dominant, in my opinion, over their contemporaries than even Alabama in the SEC. At least it feels that way. Especially since Meyer's gotten there. And Meyer got the best of Nick Saban in the college football playoff in their first matchup a few years back. You give Urban Meyer a couple of national titles there at Ohio State and back-to-back for him, as I mentioned earlier, and all of a sudden they're going to be pushed towards that front. Number 3, oddly enough, the Florida State Seminoles. You look at Jimbo Fisher, the job he's done there, national championship, kind of getting that snowball back going in the right direction after things really got stagnant. Not just on the field, but on the recruiting trail with Bobby Bowden. They certainly lived off of their name and off of their legacy, but they were not getting the type of talent that they were previously, and Jimbo ramped that up. And Jimbo Fisher's as good as they come in terms of the X's and O's offensively. I don't know how great of a guy he is. I don't know if he leads the program the way that a guy like Dabo Swinney leads his program. But Jimbo Fisher is a heck of a head coach, a great recruiter. He knows how to sell. And that's half the battle in the recruiting game. So they've got Florida State at 3. Most likely team, this is ESPN's long-term future threats of college football over the next 3 seasons, I guess you would say. Then number 4, your Clemson Tigers. And realistically, as we've talked about here on the program quite a bit, one of the reasons that you are still where you are is I don't think Clemson's yet to surpass Florida State in terms of the national recognition of what the Clemson Tigers have done on the field. Even with back-to-back trips to the college football playoff and the national championship game, I think the perception of Clemson is that you are still second, not just in your conference, but in your division to Florida State. Now, a third division championship for Clemson consecutively, taking care of Florida State in this year where they're so highly thought of, one of the top 2-3 teams in the country, that would help. That would help change that conversation. But for Clemson Tiger fans who are excited about the Tigers' future as well, let me tell you, they are 4th in futures on offense, 2nd in futures on defense, only behind Alabama, 7th right now in futures at quarterback. But this is what I think will get a lot of Clemson Tiger fans riled up. This is where I think Clemson Tiger Nation will feel good. The Tigers won't be waiting another 35 years for their next national title, according to ESPN. They say it could come within the next 3 seasons, especially if one of their prized quarterback recruits, incoming freshman Hunter Johnson, or 2018 commit Trevor Lawrence, if their careers pan out. Listen, Tiger fans, I'm not telling you anything you don't know. Gamecocks peeking over the fence. This is not breaking news. But the thing that you continue to see, and the conversation continues to be, it's no longer Clemson at 12 in the country and can they crack the top 10. It's no longer Clemson at 25 in the country and can they work their way into the top 15. All conversations about your Clemson Tigers, all conversations about the Clemson Tigers, begin and end with top 5 team trying to get to the college football playoff. That's where you sit on June 26, 2017. No William Qualkenbush tonight. He's got some other events going on. We come back, we'll take a look further at the list, not so much in depth. I'll give you 5 through the rest that are on there, and we can talk more about it with you as well here. 803-978-1832 or over on our Slack channel. You can join it on our website, ClemsonSportsTalk.com.
Need custom shirts, hats, or uniforms? How about promotional giveaways for your business or organization? Need fast turnaround times? Look no further than Meridian Printing and Promotions. Located in Lexington, they provide an in-house art department, in-house screen printing, and in-house embroidery services to the Midlands and beyond. For the absolute best quality products and services, contact Meridian Printing and Promotions, 785-4990. Check them out online, mbspromo.com.
Business owners, time's running out. If your business caters to the bridal market and you want to get in front of hundreds of new clients in just one afternoon, then you need to be part of the 104.7 WNOK Carolina Bridal Showcase on July 16th. Meet face-to-face with engaged couples, book business on the spot, and network with other wedding pros at the largest bridal event in the area. Showcase your business in front of the clients you're looking for. 104.7 WNOK's Carolina Bridal Showcase, July 16th at the Columbia Metropolitan Convention Center. Presented by Carolina Bride Magazine, American Floral, Columbia Bridal Associates, and Costco Productions. Reserve your space today at BrideCityShows.com.
When you have a need for a plumber, you need it fast and you need it done right. If you're dealing with busted pipes, maybe you need your toilet repaired or you're battling a clogged drain, break free from average service and experience the best with Freedom Plumbing. Call James Carwell and the staff at Freedom Plumbing to get the job done fast, on time, and most importantly, right the first time. Freedom Plumbing, your local 24-hour plumber. Call 803-447-0471 or online at freedom-plumbing.com.
When a stroke happens, every second counts. So don't drive and call 911 to get to the emergency department as soon as possible. At Lexington Medical Center, we're pleased to serve our community. As a certified primary stroke center, our acute stroke team rapidly evaluates patients and provides them with the fastest treatment possible. This specialized care limits the chance of brain damage and gives stroke patients a better chance of full recovery. Act quickly at the first sign of a stroke and count on the Stroke Center at Lexington Medical Center to provide you with the best possible care.
Welcome back to Clemson Sports Talk. Join the show now at 978-1832 or text 803-450-0086.
Yeah, the Platters, you can't beat them. We are now going live also over on Periscope. For just a second, we're going to do a second over there. Well, not a second, a segment. We're going to do a segment on Periscope. Lawton Swan hanging out with you. 803-978-1832 is the number. 803-978-1832. Speaking of, with this ring, I DJ'd a wedding this weekend. DJ L. Swan back in the house doing his thing, on the ones and twos. Had a lot of fun with that, I have to admit, over at the Lace House by the state capitol. And, when I start feeling my flow, when I start feeling the groove again, I can tell you guys, I kind of flash back. I feel younger. I don't feel 40. I think I cut my age in half. To be honest with you, I feel about 20 on those nights. So had a good time there, and the lovely bride and, of course, the groom went off, and now they're escapading around Europe. And I'm back here in the saddle with you on Fox Sports Radio 1400 and the iHeart Radio app, which, by the way, I believe you can listen to in Europe, so that's good. They may be listening. Enjoy your vacation, and thanks again for having me do your party. 803-978-1832. Coming up in hour number 2, Jamie Bradford. Jamie Bradford, host of the Jamie Bradford Show down in Charleston. Going to come on the air with us at 7:20. No Qualk tonight. He's out doing his thing, and I think it's that time of the year. I know Qualk's very involved in this church. Perhaps he's in tune with like a Bible school or something like that that's going on during the summer days. And my kids are actually going to Bible school. They went last night, so mom and dad had like date night for the first time for free, really in forever. Didn't have to have a babysitter. Just dropped them off at the Bible school, and we went about our way and took care of all kind of errands. And man, I'm telling you what, you people with no kids are living the life. I forgot what it was like. I mean, I've really forgotten what it's like to just be able to go and do and not have to tell somebody to grab their flip-flops or their shoes. Do you have this and that? Oh, what a genius concept, not having kids every once in a while. What a great thing. What a great rest. The 2.5 hours my kids were at Bible school, man, give me a break. We were talking about before the break, the top future rankings in terms of college football. Alabama, number 1. Doesn't surprise anybody. Ohio State right there, number 2. I mean, listen, we could play this game all day. You guys would knock those out in a hurry. Number 3 comes across Florida State. By the way, welcome in all you folks over on Periscope. Thank you for being a part of the show. And don't forget, join the conversation. Head over to ClemsonSportsTalk.com right now. Click Join the Conversation to be a part of it. We're going to give away one of these fancy shirts. Well, more than one. But we're going to give away these shirts. That's right. To some of our new members. So you want to go over there, again, to ClemsonSportsTalk.com, click Join the Conversation, and join our new Slack channel to talk with other Tiger fans. Florida State comes in at 3. Your Clemson Tigers, though, coming in there at number 4. And again, seeing Clemson ranked right there, number 2 in terms of futures defensively, you think about Clemson and Brent Venables and the job he's done bringing in just an incredible group and core of the defensive linemen. And I know he's not solely responsible for the recruitment of every single player on that defense, but I think his impact in terms of what he likes to do on game days, the exciting nature of the blitz packages and the schemes that he's had, having guys like Ben Bulwer out there and Christian Wilkins, and not only individuals who are maulers on game day, but guys who can get in front of a microphone, guys who can tell a story, and really, I think, tell the story of Clemson football and what it's all about. That benefits the Clemson Tigers every single day when you've got guys that can do that. When you've got Dexter Lawrence and Christian Wilkins up front. We debated this a few days ago here on the program. I don't know who the best combo defensive linemen are in the history of college football. I have no idea. We could probably find a bunch of people to talk about, and you could probably find a couple better. I know you can't find 2 better right now in terms of athleticism, power, all the skill set that those 2 guys bring. They are special. They are special in terms of where they are in 2017 versus where William Perry was the day he walked into campus at Clemson. That kind of special. I mean, you go back and watch the highlight videos of William Perry running down running backs from behind, and here he was, one of the few 300-plus pounders in college football at the time. Here he is, a guy that could dunk vertically under a basketball goal at 300-plus pounds. You're toting 3 bills to the rim. It's ridiculous. And you've got that kind of athleticism, but more so in the 2017 form, where it's not about, kind of, I hesitate to say William Perry was baby fat, but let's be realistic. By comparison to these two guys, this is not blubber that these guys are toting around. Those are big boys. Now, Christian Wilkins, all the athleticism you could want if you watch him dancing and doing all that after the national championship game. Grabbing his foot. What, are you kidding me? I can't even come close. Then you got Dexter Lawrence, who, big Dex, you got to love him, but I would suggest that Clemson gets him a slightly larger shoulder pad this year. The kid looks like he's about to suffocate with his shoulder pads on, but I feel like he can't breathe. You ever look at him and think, is he able to breathe? He looks like he can't breathe. Moving on down the list, though, Clemson at number 4, Southern Cal at number 5. So Tiger fans, to be ahead of Southern Cal in terms of future rankings tells you everything you need to know about where your Clemson Tigers are perception-wise right now in 2017 off of the heels of their national championship. Number 6, the Michigan Wolverines. 7, with a brand-new head coach, Lincoln Riley. And this is an interesting one, Oklahoma, because I felt like towards the end of Bob Stoops' tenure there at Oklahoma, and again, very surprised that he left, but Stoops' teams, as good as they have been, haven't been what they were when I was in college. Haven't been what they were in a while. They haven't. I don't know what the difference was. I don't know if it's the fact that other programs had surpassed them. I don't know if it's guys like Saban and Meyer have gotten better. I don't know. But Oklahoma, say since 2010, while good, occasionally great, wasn't what they were from about 2000 to 2007. They just weren't. And you knew Stoops had done enough, and he was winning conference championships. They were never gonna get rid of him. I mean, he have to tank it. He's got to put the plane straight in the ground for them to look around and go, you know what? Yeah, coach, appreciate you, but it wasn't going to happen. I mean, it wasn't going to happen. So for him to step away now, Lincoln Riley comes in, and you're talking about young, exciting, offensive guru, willing to do just about everything. You've seen this kid at Oklahoma. You've seen this kid at East Carolina. You know what he's capable of. If he can do it on the recruiting trail, and if he can get some positive momentum going in terms of where they are offensively in the national spectrum, where kids are looking and going, man, put me in that offense and I'll be in the NFL. If you can get that, this Oklahoma team, I think, has the ability to rise pretty quickly. Number 8, LSU, big question here. You kind of feel like they got the truck in reverse. I don't trust Ed Orgeron at all. Quarterback issues. They should dominate that state in recruiting. They should never let a kid escape to Texas or Mississippi. They should lock it down. And it's a fertile recruiting ground. And there's no other real in-state competition for them. They're at 8, but it feels like they're heading the wrong way. You've got Washington at 9. They seem like they're on the rise. Do you trust them, though? That would be my big question. I know they got to the college football playoff. Chris Peterson, what he did at Boise State, turning Washington back into a program that is one of the power programs you would believe out in the Pac-12. Can they sustain it? That'll be a big question. And then number 10, another program that I really feel like, I love David Shaw, but I feel like Stanford Cardinals are backing up just a little bit. Especially if you believe that Washington's moving forward and Southern Cal's moving forward. Stanford, you're third best in that league. That's a great league, but you're third best. 803-978-1832. When we get back, we'll talk about some of the best college environments and towns in college football. Stay with us.
Are you a business owner looking to add high-quality staff members? ProRecruits.net is the answer. Here's why ProRecruits.net is better than their competition. ProRecruits.net will guarantee their sales hires for 6 months, or they will replace them for free. ProRecruits.net is also locally owned and has lower pricing compared to the typical new hire contingency fees in the industry. ProRecruits.net offers a tremendous value for your recruiting dollars. Call Chris today at 704-737-9970 and let ProRecruits.net help your business grow.
Cottingham Family Dentistry is proud to announce the opening of their new office located at 3722 Devine Street, and they're welcoming new patients. What makes Cottingham Family Dentistry different? It's in the name, family. They will cater to your needs and the dental needs of your children. Cottingham Family Dentistry offers same-day crowns, dental implants, cosmetic dentistry, including whitening, veneers, and tooth-colored fillings, and many other dental services. If you're searching for an amazing dental home, call 776-4234 or stop by their new office at 3722 Devine Street and become a part of the family at Cottingham Family Dentistry. Do you want a pharmacy that treats you like a person and not just a number? Then let Craig and Lori at Southlake Drug show you what a pharmacy should be. Fast, friendly, and professional. Southlake Drug can transfer your prescriptions and take the hassle out of getting your medicine and getting you on your way. Southlake Drug takes all major insurance programs, including Medicare, Medicaid, and state employees, and they provide immunization services, including flu shots with no wait and no appointment. Southlake Drug, 1856 Southlake Drive in the Food Line Shopping Center, 399-7701, or southlakedrug.com.
For 28 years, the professional staff of the Hobbs Group and Hobbs Group Advisors has been dedicated to helping others achieve their financial goals by delivering quality, objective financial and accounting solutions to a diverse client base of individuals and businesses all over South Carolina. We offer tax and audit services, bookkeeping, payroll, litigation support, employee benefits, personal financial planning, investment management, and insurance services. Please call us at 803-799-0555 or visit our website, hobbscpa.com, to learn more about our people and services.
Clear skies all night tonight and lows dipping to the mid-60s. Tomorrow will be sunny and warm. The highs will be in the upper 80s, but not much in the way of humidity, so pretty comfortable. For Channel 25 ABC Columbia, I'm Chief Meteorologist John Farley.
This report is brought to you by Fred Anderson Toyota of Columbia.
Fred Anderson Toyota of Columbia's snooze service just launched. When your Toyota needs scheduled service, simply drop your vehicle off by 8 p.m. Monday through Friday, and we guarantee to have it ready to drive off the lot by 7 a.m. the next day. Visit Fred Anderson Toyota of Columbia today.
Welcome back to Clemson Sports Talk. Join the show in the chat room at clemsonsportstalk.com.
Clemson Sports Talk, Lawton Swan, iHeart Radio, Fox Sports Radio, and if you have an Amazon Echo or a Google Home device, man, we're just a couple of words away. It's not clicks, it's words. All you have to say is the trigger phrase, and I'm not going to say it because I know what happens when I say it, but you say the trigger phrase, listen to Clemson Sports Talk, it'll play the podcast. Now, what's a podcast? That's DVR for your Sports Talk Radio. So if you can't be here live from 6 to 8 p.m., that's okay. I don't care. Enjoy your life. I'd love to have you here live. I'd love to have you chat with us live over on our Slack channel. You can join ClemsonSportsTalk.com. Over on the left side, click Join the Conversation. We'd love to have you do that. But if you can't, that's okay. We still want your ears. We want you to listen. That goes for your Google Home device as well. You can also listen live by simply using your trigger phrase and saying, listen to Fox Sports Radio 1400. And just like that, you can listen from 6 to 8 p.m., and it is beautiful, crystal clear. You know, people say to me, well, Swanee, I can't pick you up over here in the west side of Lexington. Well, I appreciate that. Do you have an Amazon Echo? If you do, you're good to go. You have a smartphone? If you do, you're good to go. iHeart Radio app, free to download, free to use. You can listen right there. And that's the way we ask you to be a part of this program. Not just live, but also through the podcast, not just over the air, also on iHeartRadio. And you can watch it on YouTube if you're familiar with that. Chat with us, though, ClemsonSportsTalk.com. Click Join the Conversation. Talking about the best college towns, and I know that selfishly, we all like to believe that our college town is the best. Oh, yeah, you go down to TD's, that's the place to be. Yeah, Tiger Town Tavern. Top of the mark, baby. Not a better establishment in the fine state of South Carolina. Gamecock fans will tell you about all the local bars and restaurants that they have down in 5 Points or the Vista or wherever you want to go. If I'm going to the Vista, though, Sakatumi Grill and Sushi Bar, just got to say, that's where my wife's gonna take me to eat. And then she's going to take me to the Woody for a little after-dinner post dancing at perhaps the most eclectic gathering of folks in the Midlands. They're not a sponsor. I'm just telling you. You go to the Woody, you're gonna see something. It is a wedding reception on steroids. It is the Barry Bonds of wedding receptions. I don't know any other way to put it. But Athens was named the #1 college football town in America by what's been labeled as an expert panel. X has been spurt, drip under pressure, some would say. But if you've ever been over to Athens, Georgia, you don't want to go on a game day as an opposing fan. And this is pretty much across the board. Like, I don't remember a single person that's ever gone to Athens for a game against the Bulldogs and returned and said, well, you know what a great group of people. They just are so inviting over there. You don't hear any of that. And I'm sure there are Georgia Bulldog fans peeking over the fence right now that would disagree with that. But to a man, everybody I've ever spoken to, I say, hey, what do you think about Athens? Oh, better bring some red and black to wear out of the stadium if you win. My nephew, who went to law school over there at the Classic City, he'd say, Swan, they are abusive. I mean, they just abuse the opposing fans that come in. Not one person has ever said to me, very cordial people. But Pat Forty, formerly of ESPN, now with Yahoo, says it has it all. Says a great downtown area with a lot of great restaurants and bars, pretty campus. And he also said it has his favorite football stadium. Now, in terms of the downtown scene, I guess you would say, and the bar area and everything, here's what I really like about Athens, Georgia. The nuances of those bars, the number of choices that you have, and I don't know how you explain this other than to say how spread out it is, not in terms of, oh, God, we got to walk from here to there, but, you know, at Clemson, let's face it, it's downtown, it's College Avenue, it's basically one strip of places to go hang out. You're talking at Georgia, you got blocks on top of blocks of bars and things to do. And what I really felt like in Athens was that I was in Clemson, but just more enhanced, larger, busier, more places to go and things to see. Auburn is a great college town. And I think one of the unfortunate things about Auburn right now is the fact that the Toomer's Corner Oaks were poisoned. They've gone through bringing in trees from the state of South Carolina, one of which I believe is either having to be replaced or was replaced after that young man lit the toilet paper on fire when they rolled the trees. And not that steals the essence of your community by any means, because Auburn is more than Toomer's Corner, but that is a big part of it. And Auburn is more than those two oak trees, but that was a big part of it. And I know Clemson has gone to great lengths to protect the Rock, but the Rock is situated in Death Valley. The Rock is situated in the stadium. Toomer's Corner is a part of the downtown. Toomer's Corner is a part of that area that you hang out in the bar district or whatever you want to call it. And because of that, damage there to those trees takes a direct effect on, I would call it, the ambiance of that part of that community and that part of that college football city. And that's unfortunate. It's truly unfortunate, because if you've ever had a chance to visit the Redwood Forest and see the giant sequoias in our country, if you've ever had that opportunity, there's not quite a spectacle like it that I've ever seen. And it gives you a different appreciation for, I don't think life, but the life of plants and trees, to see these gigantic trunks just rising into the sky until you can't see anymore. It really puts into perspective just how these trees grow from these small seeds that you find with the pine cone. Now, you can't take them home. That's against the rules. Do not take home a pine cone. But you just kind of gain an appreciation for that. And for Auburn to lose that, man, it's painful. So even Clemson losing the Rock, while it would take away from the game day in that moment, doesn't steal from downtown, so to speak. But the Toomer's Corner Oaks took a hit to one of my favorite college towns, which is Auburn. And they're trying to get that back. But Georgia has been named the #1 college town in America, according to Athlon Sports. And again, it's not surprising to me. They've got a great game day environment. I think another one that should probably be there would be Oxford, Mississippi. And, you know, that's one that I haven't been to, but I only hear great things about it. They don't win every football game, but they don't lose a tailgate party, that's for sure. 803-978-1832. Fast-paced, action-packed, hurry up and no huddle sports talk program, and back at it in 3 minutes.
Your pet deserves high-quality health care. Your pet deserves the friendly, professional doctors and courteous staff at Midland's Veterinary Practice. We treat you and your pet like family by listening carefully to your concerns and addressing your pet's long-term healthcare needs. With the use of our latest state-of-the-art technology, like a therapeutic laser, we offer alternatives to drug therapy. At Midland's Veterinary Practice, we care for the most valuable pets, yours. Visit us at midlandsvet.com on Facebook or Twitter, or contact us at 750-7387, 750-PETS. Looking to get away without having to spend a whole day traveling to your destination? Ocean Reef Resort offers 1, 2, 3, and 4 bedroom accommodations with the comforts of home and boasts the best oceanfront views. Experience not only our pools, hot tubs, and lazy river, but also our delicious on-site banana boat lounge and cafe, family game room, fitness center, banquet facilities, and much more. Visit us at oceanreefmyrtlebeach.com or call us at 1-866-935-0530 to learn more.
Tiger fans, look no further than the Tiger Sports Shop in Clemson for all your game day gear. Since 1974, they've brought you everything Clemson for the Clemson fan, with quality brand names such as Nike, Under Armour, Antigua, Ping, and many more. From hats to t-shirts to tailgate, the Tiger Sports Shop has all the Clemson apparel a true Tiger fan needs. With 2 convenient game day locations in Tigertown, shop where I shop at I Am Ibrahim's Tiger Sports Shop. They fuel the passion of Tiger fans everywhere. Check them out online, tigersports.com.
For more information about contests on this station, go to foxsportsradio1400.com/rules. Welcome back to Clemson Sports Talk. Join the show in the chat room at clemsonsportstalk.com.
Oh, yeah, weeknights, Fox Sports Radio, Clemson Sports Talk, Lawton Swanton. You know, I started thinking about other great college towns that I've been to, and not necessarily on game day, but Boulder, Colorado is a beautiful, beautiful place. I don't know how enhanced it is on game day. Not sure how the Buffs and their fans show up, but gorgeous scenery, the scenic views. I mean, just everything you've got. That's a great. You know what? I'm going to be honest with you, and I know some of you might take this the wrong way, so please don't. But if I could live in another state in the United States of America, it might be Colorado. It really might be. That is an unbelievably gorgeous city or state. Just great. And Colorado's campus, fantastic. It truly, truly is. Now, I've been to UCLA. Too city. Thanks, but no thanks. Couldn't do it. That would throw out a lot of big city schools for sure. Southern Cal, you're out. Lots of schools with the big city vibe wouldn't do it for me. I'd be interested in Ann Arbor, Michigan on a game day, Columbus, Ohio on a game day. I'd be very interested in that. And maybe if I'm fortunate enough and I live long enough and get to the point where Clemson Sports Talk and everything that we're doing here affords me the opportunity, I'll bucket list this thing. Maybe just bucket list it for a season. Every Saturday, instead of covering Clemson and going to Clemson, just go somewhere else. Go see a game here. Go to South Bend, Indiana. That would be another one for me. Great college towns all over the country, but some of them enhanced by the games that are going on for sure. I think Madison, Wisconsin's probably on there too, right? For me, I mean, are you kidding me? You talk about some people throwing down. I don't know if I got to learn the polka when I get there or not, but that seems like something they might do, and maybe I'm pigeonholing them a little bit. I can imagine the sports talk guy up there in Wisconsin going, don't you know Clemson's got to be a great environment down there doing a jitterbug or something? Some old country dance. I don't know if they're pinning this in like that or not, but I would think that would be another good one, Madison, Wisconsin. I started kind of racking my brain. Lincoln, Nebraska. Are you kidding me? Seriously? Me, Larry the Cable Guy, hanging out, hobnobbing. Norman, Oklahoma, rolling with my boy Jim Ross, good old JR and Swanee. Sidelines. Kick and dream, Candy. Kick and dream. Ann Arbor, Michigan. State College, Pennsylvania. Wow. You know, the thing I think that this segment's made me, and the last segment have made me recognize, as great as my window is to college football through Clemson University, through game days in Tigertown, through road trips to Wake Forest and Georgia Tech and here in Columbia to take on conference opponents, to Athens, to Tallahassee. What I just recognized doing this segment, and I don't know that it's ever really crossed my mind, is how much great I'm missing every Saturday. How much incredible I don't get during the college football season. Now, I certainly wouldn't change the circumstances for the world. The way I live my life and the team I get to pull for, and yes, I said pull for. Not here on the air. I'm going to give you the straight shooting. I'm not orange Kool-Aid drinking. If I think Clemson needs to change coaches, I'm going to tell you. And if I tell you that I think that it's a bad move to keep a guy, I'm going to yeah, that's just what it is. But in terms of game day and the environments that I get to be in, I certainly, thinking through this, have recognized how much I'm missing. Because I can knock UCLA and I can knock Southern Cal in terms of their game days. But you know what? I'd love to go. I'd love to see them all. I'd love to take a chance to see them all, just once. And I think that's what's so great about college football, and I think that's what really separates it in a lot of respects from professional football. Not that fans don't travel, but let's face it, pro fans don't really travel. There's a few here and there. I mean, if the Philadelphia Eagles are taking on the Carolina Panthers, there are going to be a couple of local Eagles guys that are there. There are going to be a couple of big-time Eagles fans that are going to travel. But it's not like college. It's not like that at all. When the New York Giants are taking on the Philadelphia Eagles in the NFL, it's not a crowd that's, 70-30. Okay, that's not happening in the NFL. You have college football games that go 70-30. Clemson and Florida State roll around this conference gobbling up tickets to get home field advantage. They don't care. You're playing Georgia Tech, we'll buy them. We'll buy them right now. You're going to Miami, we'll take it. So what if it takes a day and a half to get there? We're Boston College? Sure. We'll fill up half your stadium for you. We don't mind. It's what we do. And I think that's the beauty of college football over professional football, is how the fans travel. And I think also the availability of the tickets. It's not always like that in the NFL. It's a tough ticket to get. 803-978-1832. Coming up on the program in hour number 2, Jamie Bradford, host of the Jamie Bradford Show down in Charleston. Going to be joining us at 7:20. Looking forward to that. Your favorite college town you've been to. You can hit us up on Twitter at Clemson Sports. You can also call us and tell us about a great trip or your favorite venue you've been to, or game day experience outside of your home team that you want to share. The phone line's 803-978-1832, 803-978-1832. Or if this is easier for you, and this is the way I would go. I'd go to ClemsonSportsTalk.com. I'd click join the conversation. Sign up, boom, be in our Slack channel. Portable, on the go, on your phone. I don't know that you could ask for anything more than that. I mean, you go to a lot of message boards, they're clunky and gross. They're hard to use on your mobile device. It's just hard. This is live interaction, conversation. This is a game changer in terms of talking with like-minded individuals about your team. That's all I can say to you. If you don't believe me, try it. You don't have to stay with it. Quit if you don't like it. I will tell you, on June 12th, you see these shirts if you're watching on YouTube? Yeah. The champion shirt. We're going to give some of those away to the people who are members on June 12th. If you're a member that day, you might get some free swag. Now, who hates free swag? Anybody? I didn't think so. 803-978-1832. 803-978-1832. Trust me, you'll want to check out our new Slack channel. Again, ClemsonSportsTalk.com. Click on Join the Conversation.
And now, folks, it's time for Who Do You Trust? Hubba, hubba, hubba. Money, money, money. Who do you trust? Me? I'm giving away free money.
Well, it's not free money. It's T-shirts. It's T-shirts, okay? But, yeah, trust me. ClemsonSportsTalk.com. Click Join the Conversation. 803-978-1832. That's the number tonight to have you be a part of the program. Again, if you're watching the show on YouTube, thank you for being a part of it. If you watched on Periscope earlier, we appreciate you as well. Coming up in hour number 2 of the program, again, Jamie Bradford via the DNC Trucking and Transport guest line will join us. Plus, we'll talk a little bit of recruiting. We might even talk a little golf. How about Jordan Spieth? Are you kidding me? Going Larry Mize on that thing. I know it wasn't quite what Larry Mize did over at the Masters, but you talk about an incredible chip. Oh, baby. In my life, I've never chipped one that nice. And I've certainly never chipped one that well with all that on the line. We'll talk about that and much more in hour number 2 here on the show that shakes the Southland, Clemson Sports Talk. Learn more about us, ClemsonSportsTalk.com.
For 28 years, the professional staff of the Hobbs Group and Hobbs Group Advisors has been dedicated to helping others achieve their financial goals by delivering quality, objective financial and accounting solutions to a diverse client base of individuals and businesses all over South Carolina. We offer tax and audit services, bookkeeping, payroll, litigation support, employee benefits, personal financial planning, investment management, and insurance services. Please call us at 803-799-0555 or visit our website, hobbscpa.com, to learn more about our people and services.
Attorney Preston McDaniel has been fighting for the rights of injured South Carolinians in and out of court since 1984.
I'm Attorney Preston McDaniel, and you know, I grew up in rural South Carolina. Every time I look across my desk at an injured worker, I see one of my friends or neighbors. They didn't ask to get hurt, and they don't deserve to be treated like a rented mule by an insurance company. If you or someone you know or care about is injured on the job, help them get a fair shake. Call the McDaniel Law Firm today at 771-7211.
Visit online at pfmcdaniellaw.com.
Love it raw? For the freshest sushi in town, Sakatumi Grill and Sushi Bar, 807 Gervais Street in the Vista. Sakatumi's flavorful grill for non-sushi fans features the Kobe burger, filet and lobster, chicken hibachi, and more. Fresh sushi, flavorful grill, Sakatumi Grill and Sushi Bar, sakifresh.com.
The Party at the Farm is back. Every Wednesday night in June at the Music Farm in the Vista. June 28th, it's Easton Corbin with Dylan Scott and Mo Pitney.
I see the smile on your face. Baby, what did I do? Ever get a girl like you, a girl like you?
Easton Corbin, Dylan Scott, and Mo Pitney. The Party at the Farm. It's free and powered by Evan Williams Peach, Fireball Cinnamon Whiskey, Bud Light, Molina Healthcare, Gray Collegiate Academy, Auto Glass Now, and South Carolina Department of Corrections Employment Opportunities. Get more info now at 975wcos.com.
Our customers receive the best heating and air conditioning service in South Carolina. Hi, I'm Tim Mosley, and I can make that statement because that's what our customers tell us every day. We call it quality confirmed. Call us at 803-233-7172, and we'll call you when the job is done to confirm we met your expectations. That's quality confirmed. We're Carolina Conditions, and we're committed to meeting your expectations. 803-233-7172. Call us at 803-233-7172.
Of course my kid's in the right car seat. Well, I think he is.
Yeah, my kid's in a booster seat. He was ready to move up. He is ready, right?
Her car seat looks like the right size.
There are probably rules on when to move up to a booster seat, aren't there?
Rear facing, forward facing. I think I have it right.
Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Are your children in the right car seat for their age and size? Don't think you know you know. Go to safercar.gov/the right seat.
I know my child's in the right car seat, or else I wouldn't get in the driver's seat.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
From the E.F. Martin Heating and Air Studios, this is Fox Sports Radio 1400, WCOS Columbia. Available anywhere you go on the iHeart Radio app.
Fox Sports trending now.
A couple games in Major League Baseball that are underway, and actually one just went final in the desert.
There's a drive to right center. That ball is tagged back of the warning track at the wall. Splashdown. Home run Herman. Diamondbacks lead it 1-0.
Courtesy of the D-backs Radio Network, they took care of business, beating Philadelphia 6-1. End of 8 in St. Louis. It's all Redbirds in this thing. Cardinals 8, Reds 2. In about 15 minutes from now, will be the Nationals and the Chicago Cubs. Gio Gonzalez gets the rock for Washington. 7-1 this year, the .296 ERA. Now at the Diamond, the Yankees have placed outfielder Aaron Hicks on the DL and also activated Jacoby Ellsbury. According to John Heyman, the Washington Nationals looking to sign free agent pitcher Francisco Rodriguez. I'm David Gascon.
We are Fox Sports.
It's time for Clemson Sports Talk with Lawton Swan.
Ready, set,
just call me Swanee.
Tiger style. Tiger style.
It is hour number 2. That's prom time right here on Fox Sports Radio and iHeart Radio. Lawton Swan hanging out with you. 316 Greystone Boulevard. 803-978-1832 the number. 803-978-1832. College World Series tonight. TD Ameritrade Park out in Omaha. Game 1 of the final series. It is an all SEC affair. Getting underway at 7 o'clock. That kicking off right now. Florida, LSU, for all the marbles. Former Clemson Tiger assistant coach Kevin O'Sullivan's Gators, they are playing for the national championship. Coming up in about 20 minutes here, via the DNC Trucking and Transport guest line. Jamie Bradford joins us. We'll talk to Jamie about the situation here in Columbia in terms of the new skipper, who's going to be the new head man for the South Carolina baseball program. I know Gamecock Nation wishing at some points, some of them still, that it'll be Kevin O'Sullivan, head coach of Florida. I mentioned here on the program I was listening to a show the other day, a national show, and the conversation was, I wish there was a sign and trade because South Carolina could sign O'Sullivan and trade him to Clemson for Monty Lee, and everything would be great. Clemson would have former assistant, Carolina would have a former assistant, and all would be well. But Monty Lee happy where he is in Tiger Town. Again, if you want to be a part of the program, I would encourage you to join our chat. David E23, Zach Lentz, L-Town Flow. All of those folks over there right now, and maybe others who I don't know about. I'm not really sure how to tell who all's there, but I do get the vibe that those folks are there. Bent Zero was there a little bit ago as well. So, again, that's on our website, ClemsonSportsTalk.com. Click Join the Conversation. And a little news for you. The Clemson Sports Talk website's about to get an incredible refresh. You are not going to believe the new look and feel of our website. Again, that's ClemsonSportsTalk.com. But our chat is a lot of fun. You head over to our website and click Join the Conversation. I think you're going to absolutely love using our Slack channel. Some of you might already use it at work. And if you do, that's even better because then it'll just be a part of your day. It'll just be a part of what you do. Saw some interesting things over the weekend. Obviously, in terms of recruiting, the Kyler McMichael commitment for Clemson, just huge on so many levels. Continuing that wave of momentum for the Clemson Tigers. Again, another defensive back prospect for Clemson. You look at the fact that the Tigers now just continue. I don't even know what you call it. It's a torrid pace of what they've done in the state of Georgia, right? I mean, just to go over there. And now I'm hesitant to say that Clemson has surpassed Georgia in terms of branding in that state. Because, you got to hashtag commit to the G if you grew up there. But Clemson is doing work in the Peach State. And it's impressive. It's borderline scary, really. And I think Georgia fans know that now. And I think Clemson winning the national championship this past year has put Georgia on notice. I mean, the Tigers technically have 2 championships since Georgia got their last one back in 1980. But winning this past year and winning on the recruiting trail in that state. Now, could Clemson bring in Zamir White out of the state of North Carolina? He goes to Scotland High School, star running back, 5-star, all of the good stuff, everything you want. It's going to be tough. And I ask over in the Talking Points channel over on our Slack, our Clemson Sports Talk Slack, our Clemson Sports Slack channels, I asked a question sort of about that. When you think about Zamir White making his decision tomorrow, and you got a lot of people that project them to Georgia. But you know what? A lot of great running backs get projected to Georgia, and I wondered sometimes if that success comes from theoretically 37 years ago, Herschel Walker, his success, Herschel Walker still being just such a legendary figure. I mean, I think the best comparison we have perhaps in sports is Michael Jordan at North Carolina, at least for local reference. I don't know who that guy is at Clemson. Is it C.J. Spiller? I think some people might believe that. Might be William Perry. Heck, 15 years, we might say it's Deshaun Watson. But does that name Herschel Walker and being the next Herschel Walker still entice you to be a part of the Bulldog brand? And because we have this channel on our Slack page called Talking Points, I heard from people on this. Bent Zero chimes in and says, yeah, I can definitely see you'll be the next Herschel resonating with some people. But there has to be more to it than that. L-Town Flow says the precedent that Herschel set has really turned into a tradition of successful college running backs, so they can sell that more than just Herschel. Herschel was the catalyst to Todd Gurley, Nick Chubb, and what you've seen from the Georgia Bulldogs in recent memory on the gridiron. You also look at the fact, too, that offense has always been sort of a pro-style, get the ball to your running back, play-action pass, what you'd call good old-fashioned college football. Not nearly the option that maybe you saw at some points, but definitely more run-oriented than perhaps Clemson's been in recent memory. But Zamir White, again, on his Instagram feed, and I mentioned this, well, not feed, but story on Instagram, posted a picture inside his car. Yeah, typical photo, nothing big, except if you looked at the steering wheel, it had a wrap, I'm not sure what you call this thing that goes on the steering wheel. I've never had one, a cover. And you could barely see the edge of a tiger paw, and you could see the word Clemson. Now, some people say, hey, Zamir White's trolling. And maybe White is trolling. But if he's not trolling, then Clemson's got a chance to land again an incredible 5-star running back. And you talk about adding that third piece of the pie, that third top 10 recruit, along with Xavier Thomas and Trevor Lawrence to the 2018 class. Now, at that point, Clemson Tiger fans, I believe in the history, if I remember correctly, of rivals rankings, only a handful of schools have ever landed 3 of the top 10. It's not many. I want to say only 3 have ever done it. But, and certainly getting a commitment tomorrow is not securing a signature. But you get a heck of a lot closer with a kid like Zamir White. 803-978-1832. Do you think Zamir's trolling or not? You can hit us up on Twitter at Clemson Sports. You can text us thanks to our friends at the Ocean Reef Resort. Text line 803-450-0086. Trolling, not. You let us know. You can also chat with us over on our Slack channel. Go to ClemsonSports.com and click join the conversation. I think it's worth getting into, because if he's not trolling you, Tiger fans, and it seems to me, I've never been a troller. I don't troll. I'm not trying to bait people on anything. But it seems to me you go to a lot of effort to pull this off. Now, the only way you do this without spending your own money and buying one of these, and that's the thing for me. Like, I can't imagine a high school senior going, well, you know what? And I don't know what a steering wheel cover costs. A quick Google will probably tell me. Clemson. There we go. Clemson steering wheel cover will run you $15-20. Okay, I'm trying to eat McDonald's when I'm a senior. I'm not trying to throw $15 or $20 towards a steering wheel cover. Now, the way this could go down, let's say there's a friend of his that maybe has one that's a big Clemson fan. Hey, man, can I borrow that? And I don't even know if Zamir White's driving his own car. He's sitting in it's a BMW. I don't know what year. I don't know if it's his or not. And maybe that is the troll game. Maybe that's not his car. Maybe it's a buddy. Maybe it's a girl. I hesitate to believe that many of you guys think it's okay to have a steering wheel cover on your car. I think that there's probably some kind of man law about that. I think it's kind of like wearing a jersey.
How dare you!
You're not allowed to do that either. Not allowed to do that. Like, I don't see myself going into an automotive parts store and going, well, should I go with the floral pattern or the Clemson pattern? So, again, a high school kid trying to troll with a $20 steering wheel cover. The high school math just doesn't make sense to me. I was seriously trying to figure out where I was going to get my next cheeseburger. Not should I go spend $20 to take one photo for my Instagram. Now, if it's somebody else's car, if it's somebody else's steering wheel, different story. That's a good troll. Boom, you got me. You got Tiger Nation. 803-978-1832. Davey D says, Swanee, you certainly won't hear me complain if we do land him. I think a lot of Clemson Tiger fans are with you on that, Davey D. This kid is a tremendous running back, and when you think about Clemson right now and where this program is, it's not as if running back has been a dead spot on the recruiting trail. I think Wayne Gallman more than panned out. Andre Ellington was fantastic. C.J. Spiller and James Davis. It's not like Clemson's had chopped liver there at running back. But you're still hoping Feaster pans out. You're still hoping that, if a kid like White comes to Clemson, then it'll pan out. Maybe it's Travis Etienne and you don't have anything to worry about, and you already got the kid. You already got the guy. And that's good too. There's nothing wrong with that either. I think the one we'll all look back on many years from now, and realize, man, we missed on a great player was Mike Bentley. And I don't even think it's close what that young man could have been for Clemson football. Is just a monster at running back. And I hate it for the kid. I hate it for the kid because he had the opportunity. And the world was his oyster. College football was his avenue. It was his chance to change his life. To change perhaps, generational changes are what's made for the guys who reach the next level and the great ones. And I feel like he had some of that. 803-978-1832 if you'd love to be a part of the conversation or want to be a part of the conversation. We'd love to have you. College World Series underway. Top of the first, Florida, LSU, all SEC matchup. I'll do whatever I can to keep you updated. Coming up at 7:20, Jamie Bradford joins the show that shakes the Southland to be a part of Clemson Sports Talk. Edward Shumpert chiming in over on Twitter wants to know what are Clemson's chances of landing KJ Henry. Our good friend Zach Lentz at Zach Lentz CST says very strong right now. Clemson is the clear team to beat. If you ask me to put a percentage on it, Zach says he'd go 95% on KJ Henry potentially committing to Clemson down the road. I wonder where old Zach Lentz would put a Zamir White percentage. Head over to the phone lines real quick before we head out to the DNC Trucking and Transport guest line in the next segment. Caller, welcome in. What's up?
Hey, Swan, this is Jeremy from Roebuck.
Jeremy in the upstate. What's up, buddy?
Man. That's right. I was going to comment on Zamir White. I'm like you, man. I'm kind of – why would a kid – I know he's a kid, but like the deal with the cover on his steering wheel.
Yeah.
So I'm a little – and, two, I find that Clemson has not offered another running back at all. I mean, he's the only running back right now that has an offer. Part of that is they really have Zamir on a pedestal. Other part of it, everything I've read, they're really not I guess you would say, awestruck or smitten by really any other running backs in this class. So it's kind of like him or bust. And I believe they're going to take a running back no matter what if White doesn't commit. But I do think, or maybe, what about this? If he does, maybe Clemson views it as we're the champs. No matter who he commits to tomorrow, we've still got a while. For some reason, I think they believe that they feel that the door is still open. So hopefully he'll be a Tiger, but it is kind of pointing towards the Bulldogs right now. But they're going to be.
Here's what I would say to you. Yeah, here's what I would say to you, Jeremy. And I think you're with me on this. There's no reason to troll Clemson. Like, no. You're making enemies that you don't need to make. It doesn't make sense as to why you would do it.
Exactly. And everybody still, and I know you've seen that picture probably 1,000 times, the picture of Xavier Thomas, and Trevor Lawrence.
That's right.
Together last year. And there's still something to – I'll say I would not be shocked if he were to commit to Georgia tomorrow. Kirby Smart fall on his face, flat on his face. I'm not saying he will. And then Dabo, they'll keep that open line of communication. So no matter what happens tomorrow, I think the Tigers still have a shot. But and I look at it this way: Clemson now, they're the champs. Like you said, you're not trolling them. So and I wish the kid well, no matter where he goes.
Right.
But, he's missing out if he doesn't come to Clemson, and that doesn't mean that he's not going to be successful. I hope he is, but that's the way I view it. So Clemson's going to be fine no matter what. So, but it'll be interesting to see.
Jeremy, man, hey, I appreciate it. Hey, we got to get out of here in about 10 seconds. Let me ask you something. Have you joined our Slack channel yet for conversation? We lost him. Jeremy, make sure you join our Slack channel. We want to hear from the Roebucks. The folks from Roebuck. Over there again, ClemsonSportsTalk.com. Click join the conversation. Coming up, the DNC Trucking and Transport guest line, Jamie Bradford, host of the Jamie Bradford Show. Stay with us.
Tiger fans, look no further than the Tiger Sports Shop in Clemson for all your game day gear. Since 1974, they've brought you everything Clemson for the Clemson fan, with quality brand names such as Nike, Under Armour, Antigua, Ping, and many more. From hats to t-shirts to tailgate, the Tiger Sports Shop has all the Clemson apparel a true Tiger fan needs. With 2 convenient game day locations in Tigertown, shop where I shop at I Am Ibrahim's Tiger Sports Shop. They fuel the passion of Tiger fans everywhere. Check them out online, tigersports.com.
When a stroke happens, every second counts. So don't drive and call 911 to get to the emergency department as soon as possible. At Lexington Medical Center, we're pleased to serve our community. As a certified primary stroke center, our acute stroke team rapidly evaluates patients and provides them with the fastest treatment possible. This specialized care limits the chance of brain damage and gives stroke patients a better chance of full recovery. Act quickly at the first sign of a stroke and count on the Stroke Center at Lexington Medical Center to provide you with the best possible care.
Hi, I'm Alicia Kaufman Quinton. My daddy, Billy Kaufman, opened Kaufman's Meat Plant at our present location in 1955. My family still works hard every day to ensure fresh quality cuts of beef, pork, and poultry. How about a tasty T-bone, ribeye, or New York strip steak? But to order at Kaufman's Meat and Place. Just look for the signs near the intersection of US 1 and I-20 in Lexington. Call us at 356-0076 to place your order. Kaufman's Meat and Place, when you want the very best your money can buy.
Stay on top of today's pop culture. Ace and TJ Mornings and today's hit music all day on 104.7 WNOK.
Oh, you know it's all right here on the Monday edition of Clemson Sports Talk. And it's really all right to have our first time venturing into the program. Good friend of the show, and enjoy being on his program down in Charleston on 98.5 The Zone. He is Jamie Bradford. Jamie, what's going on, bud?
Hey, man, I've been waiting a long time for this invitation to be able to try to give back, to you what you give to me every Friday morning. But I appreciate it. Thanks for reaching out.
Yeah, I figure it's probably been on your priority list. Top things I'm missing out on in life is a spot here on Clemson Sports Talk on Mondays. I hear you, bud. Listen, man, I'm sitting here. I've got the College World Series on. Can't help but talk about the fact that it's an all-SEC matchup, and I know you're a big baseball guy. You got LSU and Florida. Who do you favor in this College World Series? Who do you think is going to take it off?
Yeah, believe it or not, I'm kind of right now leaning to the Tigers. Now they started a guy tonight that it's his first career start, and obviously on the front end of this 3-game series with Brady Singer going for Florida, you would think, well, you're crazy. I mean, clearly there's an experience difference there, but the back end is what I'm looking at. And LSU coming into this tournament, as a matter of fact, Lawton, I kind of picked them or Florida State because they were the two hottest teams in the country coming into this. I guess you could say alongside Oregon State. But they were the two hottest teams in the country. I said, I wouldn't be shocked to see LSU or Florida State finally get over the hump for the Noles. And here we are with LSU, and if they're able to get through tonight, win or lose, they've got the better arms down the line, and I think that in 3 they can pull it out over Florida.
Guests join us via the DNC Trucking and Transport guest line, and you can follow Jamie Bradford on Twitter at JBradford on air. And Jamie, of course, you can't talk college baseball here in the state of South Carolina without looking just down the road from me here off of Greystone Boulevard, and the fact that the South Carolina Gamecocks are still looking for their next head man. A lot of Gamecocks thought that maybe Kevin O'Sullivan, Florida's head coach, could be that guy. I don't know if his run out to Omaha and the job he's done this season has put a wrench into that, but your gut indications moving forward here in Columbia for the athletic department, and ultimately who's going to be the next ball coach in your opinion?
Well, I wish I could say that I've got some kind of inside information, but I don't. I've got the same information as just about everybody else has. But I will say this. This is a top 3, top 4, top 5 type job. And it just is. There are those that argue against that. There are those that argue for that. I'm not really sure how you could argue against that because since the turn of the century in 2000, South Carolina baseball has done more than just about any program in the entire country. The last couple of years have been a little bit different under Coach Holbrook.
Sure.
And missing the 2015 and 2017 postseasons. I think that at the end of the day, Kevin O'Sullivan is interested. Whether you can get him there or not, I don't know. I do not at all believe that finances are going to be the ultimate hurdle at South Carolina. Ray Tanner, I believe, has an open checkbook, and they are going to get the right hire. This is South Carolina baseball we're talking about. And, you put that on a platform, I think that should be similar to what Duke and North Carolina would do in football. Or now, how about Clemson? Clemson has just played in 2 consecutive national championships. You've got Clemson, you've got Alabama in college football, you've got Ohio State, teams like that. They're going to write the big check to get the right hire in the door. And I think that that's where South Carolina would fall in the pecking order of college baseball right now.
Jamie Bradford here on Clemson Sports Talk. And, Jamie, you talk about Clemson and, where they are in terms of college football with back-to-back national championship runs and not quite getting the first one but bringing home this past year's. You look at Clemson on the recruiting trail, and they get Kyler McMichael on Friday morning, a 4-star defensive back. Zamir White tomorrow makes an announcement. Most people think it'll be Georgia, but man, if it were to be Clemson tomorrow for one of the the top-rated running back, but one of the top 10 players in the country to come alongside guys like Xavier Thomas and Trevor Lawrence, I think Clemson fans have never seen recruiting at this level. What is it right now, in your opinion, from the outside looking in, that makes this program so appealing to so many kids?
Well, it's a brand. It's a brand, and they're winning. And, when you win, players want to play for you. But, Dabo has done a remarkable job at branding that program to be the cool thing in college football, and that is to be applauded. And in today's day and age, Lawton, you have to have some zazz. You've got to be able to sell the sizzle, not just the steak, and Dabo's done that. Obviously, winning helps. You win a national championship, people should want to play for you. But at the end of the day, in kind of the day and age that we are in recruiting, it's very cool right now to put on the purple and orange and play in the upstate, and that to go along with an incredible staff. Dabo has built an unbelievable environment in the upstate. It's a beautiful place to play. They've got all the facilities. It's just the full package, and I don't anticipate them going anywhere anytime soon. Whether they win 11, 12, 13, 14 games this year, I don't know.
Yeah.
Eventually, you're bound to have a year where you're going to take some kind of a step back, whether that's 2 wins or 3 wins, you don't know. But they're not going to fall off the map. They will maintain. They are the class of the ACC. They're the class of the entire country, and I don't think that this recruiting streak or whatever you'd like to call it, I don't think this is going to go anywhere anytime soon.
Jay Bradford on air on Twitter. You can follow him. He's Jamie Bradford. All right, let me ask you this. For South Carolina, how valuable is it in some respects that Clemson is where they are? Because when your rival is doing really well, like South Carolina was a couple of years ago, back-to-back 11-win seasons, you're looking there going, well, what are they doing? Where do we have to get better? And Clemson said, we got to get better on the defensive side of the ball. And they've done that, and that's transitioned them to where they are today. How much of Clemson's success for South Carolina motivates, pushes, and maybe enhances what South Carolina's trying to do in terms of recruiting and building their football program?
Yeah, I think it does. I think it does a pretty good amount. I certainly think that you never want to watch your program leapfrog you, and that is what had happened back in 2009, 2010 when the Gamecocks were taking the big-time names, the big-time recruits out of the state of South Carolina. You go to Stephon Gilmore, Devontae Holloman, both players who had committed to Clemson and ultimately flipped to the Gamecocks. They got Jadeveon Clowney. They got Marcus Lattimore, Alshon Jeffrey. I mean, these names just kept rolling along, and for a while, South Carolina held the upper hand. And now that's obviously turned, so it gives you a goal to get to. But ultimately, to be honest with you, Lawton, the goal for South Carolina has nothing to do with what Clemson is or is not getting on the recruiting trail. It's the scoreboard, and the scoreboard says 56-7 right now, 3 in a row for Clemson.
Yeah.
And for a long time, that's what was eating up Tiger fans. That's what was eating up that program and going, we've lost to the Gamecocks 5 years in a row. This cannot happen. And Dabo put his foot down and ultimately got it turned around. And I think that is the direction. You got beat by 50 points by your rival. And that is the sticking point, I think, that Coach Muschamp and that program are trying to instill in their players.
Well, Jamie, man, we always appreciate you having us on the program on Friday. So I know you've got an incredibly handsome guest coming on this week. But at the end of the week, what else you got going on this week down there in Charleston?
Oh, we've got a lot going on. We'll talk with brand new Citadel head coach Tony Skull, who I have actually known since I was just a little kid when he played at the Citadel. My aunt and uncle were his sponsors while he was in school as a football and baseball player for the Dogs. So I've known Tony for over 25 years, and so excited to have him on. And we'll speak with Chip Patterson of CBSSports.com and Corey McCartney, who hosts Chopcast, the pregame show for the Atlanta Braves, and a couple other little nuggets, little treats that we're trying to wedge in there if we can. But thanks for finally bringing me on. I was starting to wonder if I was, if you did this just because you felt bad for me.
No,
or,
I'll be honest.
The case was, but
I figured with your shift there early in the morning, 6 to 9, I thought you might be asleep during my show. Not like the normal listeners that are asleep. Not like the normal people that have fallen asleep, but just one that has to go to bed that early.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I have to get up at 4:30, but yeah, usually I am. Tonight I've come over for a dinner. Carrie and I my fiance and I are working on our wedding, so I'm up late tonight.
Yes, sir. He is the host of the Jamie Bradford Show. You can follow him on Twitter at @JBradfordOnAir, and you can listen to him down in Charleston on the Zone 98.5, and of course CharlestonSportsRadio.com anywhere in the world. Jamie, man, be good. Have a great evening. Appreciate it.
All right, we'll talk Friday. Thanks, Lawton.
Yes, sir. There he is, Jamie Bradford, host of the Jamie Bradford Show. I kind of always wondered, should it have been the Lawton Swan Show? It's the Lawton Swan Show, right here on Fox Sports Radio and iHeart Radio. But then I think about the T-shirts. I just don't see you guys wearing T-shirts with my face on them. Yet. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
So many music apps out there. Ever wonder which one is the best? It's iHeart Radio. Not because we say so, because you do.
iHeart Radio!
iHeart Radio is the #1 rated music app in America. It's the only one with live radio, artist stations, and an unlimited selection of music. All in one app. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free. Download the free iHeartRadio app or listen at iHeartRadio.com.
Business owners, have you had to let your last couple of sales hires go because they were not making quota year one? Want to add high-quality staff members? ProRecruits.net is the answer. Here's why. ProRecruits.net will guarantee their sales hires for 6 months, or they will replace them for free. ProRecruits.net has lower pricing compared to the typical new hire contingency fees in the industry. ProRecruits.net offers a tremendous value for your recruiting dollars. Call 704-737-9970 and let ProRecruits.net help your business grow.
Hi, my name is Donald Kidwell, current owner of CrossFit Iron Mary's. After finding CrossFit in 2012, I lost 128 pounds. At CrossFit Iron Mary's, you're not a barcode, you're an actual person. Where you are now is not important, where you want to be is. 3 locations to reach your fitness goals in Columbia: the Old Mill in Lexington, Trotter Road in West Columbia, and downtown near the Carolina Baseball Stadium. Check us out online at CrossFitIronMarys.com or give us a call at 803-414-9601. Set up your first set of free classes today at CrossFit Iron Mary's, 803-414-9601.
From 2 men and a truck, movers who care. Tonight, the skies stay clear and the lows will drop to the mid-60s. Very comfortable. Tomorrow, sunny and warm, but again, low humidity with highs in the upper 80s. For Channel 25 ABC Columbia, I'm Chief Meteorologist John Farley.
This report is brought to you by South Carolina Department of Corrections.
The South Carolina Department of Corrections is looking for male and female registered nurses and LPNs statewide. Benefits include annual and sick leave, medical, vision, and dental insurance, weekend premium pay, great state benefits. For more info, visit doc.sc.gov.
You're listening to Clemson Sports Talk with my dad, Lawton Swan, on Fox Sports Radio 1400 and on the iHeart Radio app.
When it's cold outside, there's Clemson Sports Talk on Fox Sports Radio 1400, also on the iHeart Radio app. When it's hot outside, you got that too here in the Midlands of South Carolina. Again, you can listen anywhere in the world on that iHeart Radio app. It's great, and we podcast every edition of the show. For iPhone users, the Overcast app. For Android users, check out Podcast Addict. Been doing a lot of work here over the past few days trying to expand and improve the brand, and we can't do it without you, so we really want you to become a part of our Slack community. Head over to ClemsonSportsTalk.com. Click Join the Conversation. That sounds like a terrible thing, a Slack community, but it is not. It is for modern-day communication. I'm telling you, if you think message boards were the thing, wait till you see this. Wait till you see – learning curve, yes, but you're going to like it. Give it a shot. And listen, you text me if you have a problem. You text me, and I'll help you. 803-450-0086. You text that number, and I'll help you out. I'll get you on your way. I don't mind taking time out of my day to help you be a part of the community and be a part of what we're doing. Typically during this portion of the program, I can't believe we're already there. It is the College Sports Corner. So, I mean, I guess not that I have to do it, but my good friends down at Ferry Chevrolet Cadillac do ask that we do it here each and every day at 35 minutes past the hour or so. So we'll roll with it. It is the College Sports Corner.
Clemson Sports Talk presents the College Sports Corner, brought to you by Ferry Chevrolet Cadillac. Just a short drive down I-26 at exit 145A in Orangeburg. Now, CST reporter Lawton Swan.
Well, College Sports Nation, a lot going on, I can assure you. And first and foremost, if you have an Amazon Echo device, make sure you install our college football skills. They are great to get your day going in. Our Clemson Sports Talk skills, you are going to love those. Very simple to do. Enable this skill. There's a couple. We have 4 of them that are out there. Search for college football in your Alexa app on your phone, or search for Clemson in your I said the word. Sorry. In your Alexa app. Search for it in there. I think you'll appreciate all of them, and they've taken off like to the tune of nearly 1,000 people using them already. So it's ridiculous. Thank you for that. That's been, of all the things I've done at Clemson Sports Talk, that may have been the fastest growing thing we've done yet. But in college football news today, we talked about Herschel Walker, and of course Herschel Walker's nephew, Milan Richard at Clemson University. Right now, going to start at tight end, projected starter at tight end for the Clemson Tigers in 2017. Well, another former SEC great running back and college football great running back has a nephew that's going to be playing a little college football. Bo Jackson's nephew committed to Auburn through an incredible video. Shedrick Jackson, his great uncle, Bo Jackson, of course, won the Heisman Trophy with the Auburn Tigers back in, I believe it was 1985. An incredible athlete was Bo Jackson, who played not only college baseball, also ran track and played college football, and then went on to play in the major leagues and also in the NFL. And were it not for a hip injury, with the way he was, he may still be playing today. I mean, Herschel Walker was great. I think Bo Jackson was the next level. I loved watching Bo Jackson. He was a sight to behold on the gridiron. Well, his nephew has decided to play at Auburn. No surprise here. The video was impressive. The video was truly incredible. And I watched it and I thought, man, that took a lot of effort, but that was great. So if you get a chance, go check that out on social media. Again, I think Sports Illustrated had it, but you can simply search for Bo Jackson's nephew drops awesome video to announce Auburn commitment, as Shedrick Jackson has decided to go to play football there at Auburn. He is a 2018 wide receiver, going to be joining the Auburn Tigers. So I know a lot of Auburn fans listening to us are thinking to themselves, War Eagle, don't you know it? 4-star offensive tackle Christian Armstrong, who was a target of a number of schools across the Southeast and beyond, numerous SEC schools also had him on their radar, but he'll become a thorn in the side for the Clemson Tiger defensive line down the road, as Christian Armstrong has chosen to commit to Florida State. So again, commitments I think sometimes can be considered decisions. That's not exactly what this is yet. But Florida State did pick up their 12th commitment in the 2018 class yesterday with a 4-star offensive tackle, Christian Armstrong's commitment to the program. 6'5", 335-pounder out of Warner Robins, Georgia. I mentioned Clemson pilfering the state of Georgia, Florida State pilfering the state of Georgia. That leaves Georgia scrambling in a lot of respects, and unfortunately for the Bulldogs, you know, to your left, you're fighting Alabama in the state of Alabama and Auburn for recruits that they're trying to get into that state. So there is a massive amount of pressure on Kirby Smart and this Georgia Bulldog program to lock down that state and get those players to truly commit to the G. But unfortunately, it is increasingly more difficult because of Florida State, Clemson, Alabama, and Auburn reaching into that state like crazy on the regular, I think is how the young folks would say it. 803-978-1832, 803-978-1832. The hashtag on Twitter, CST Show, and you can follow the program at Clemson Sports. That's Clemson news, notes, information, and more 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Let's see. I thought I had one more here for you in the College Sports Corner tonight, but I don't think I do. I think I touched on it earlier, so we won't get into it here. Okay, well, I got one more. Here we go. Former Auburn defensive tackle Antoine Jackson Jr. Has signed with Blinn Community College You might remember Blinn Community College, of course, was the former school of one Cam Newton, who made his way from winning a national championship there to Auburn to win the national championship before heading to the NFL, where he is currently the quarterback for the Carolina Panthers. Newton, oddly enough, we'll just go ahead and wrap this bow all up. We'll just go ahead and wrap this whole thing all together. Cam Newton today finally out throwing, coming back from shoulder surgery, which is one of the harder things to say in the radio business. Cam Newton's road to recovery from shoulder surgery continued, and he actually threw a couple of tosses. So the franchise quarterback for the Carolina Panthers, formerly of Auburn, now getting his chicken wing back and trying to spin the pill a little bit. Still not 100%, but he is working on getting his throwing motion back to good. So that's a quick look at the College Sports Corner, brought to you by our good friends at Ferry Chevrolet Cadillac down in Orangeburg. That's exit 145A. Again, the College World Series tonight. It is Florida taking on LSU. The SEC East versus the SEC West for all the marbles. Bottom of the second inning. It is still scoreless there in Omaha at TD Ameritrade Park. One final segment to go here on the Monday edition. I don't know where the time went, people. I don't know. I know you're thinking the same thing, but that's where we are. We'll be back in 3 minutes to wrap this show up. Stay with us.
Looking to get away without having to spend a whole day traveling to your destination? Ocean Reef Resort offers 1, 2, 3, and 4 bedroom accommodations with the comforts of home and boasts the best oceanfront views. Experience not only our pools, hot tubs, and lazy river, but also our delicious on-site banana boat lounge and cafe, family game room, fitness center, banquet facilities, and much more. Visit us at oceanreefmyrtlebeach.com or call us at 1-866-935-0530 to learn more.
Love it raw? For the freshest sushi in town, Sakatumi Grill and Sushi Bar, 807 Gervais Street in the Vista. Sakatumi's flavorful grill for non-sushi fans features the Kobe burger, filet and lobster, chicken hibachi, and more. Fresh sushi, flavorful grill. Sakatumi Grill and Sushi Bar, sakifresh.com.
Attention, anyone who's suffering from lower back pain. Right now, HealthSource is offering our listeners an absolutely free back pain consultation on a first-come, first-served basis by calling 803-218-9047. Our doctors can find the root cause of your lower back pain and show you how to get well fast and stay well longer. No more pain. No more feeling worn out. Essentially, no more not feeling like yourself. Call 803-218-9047.
Hi, I'm Alicia Kaufman Quinton. My daddy, Billy Kaufman, opened Kaufman's Meat Plant at our present location in 1955. My family still works hard every day to ensure fresh quality cuts of beef, pork, and poultry. How about a tasty T-bone, ribeye, or New York strip steak? But to order at Kaufman's Meat and Place. Just look for the signs near the intersection of US 1 and I-20 in Lexington. Call us at 356-0076 to place your order. Kaufman's Meat and Place, when you want the very best your money can buy.
For more information about contests on this station, go to foxsportsradio1400.com/rules. Welcome back to Clemson Sports Talk, your iHeart Radio home for the 2016 college football national champion, Clemson Tigers.
What have you done for me lately? It's a fair question. Just don't lose sight of the bigger picture. Don't forget history. Lucky for us at Clemson, the answer to the questions, what have you done for me lately, and what have you done always, are the same. We win.
Weeknight, 6 to 8 p.m., Fox Sports Radio, iHeart Radio, Lawton Swan. Again, thanking you for being a part of what we do here each and every day. I'm going to tell you again, ClemsonSportsTalk.com. Click join the conversation. We had, and many of you were fantastic members of our online chat community previously. I messed that up. That was on me. I went and got all. My dad used to say this to me all the time. I went and got all too big for my britches and tried to change it up a little bit. No! Yep, and paid the price. Paid the price because I lost a lot of you who used to chat with us every night. That's on me. So, I'm going to encourage you, the podcast listeners, over-the-air listeners, to trust me on this one thing. Check out our Slack community. Check out how we chat and talk during the day. If you keep notifications on, you can adjust the time. So if you say, well, Swanee, I don't want my phone going off between these hours with information. You can do that. You can set that. It's custom. It's like Ric Flair. Custom made from head to toe. You set it up how you want it. But to be able to pick this up, this silver or black rectangle that you carry around in your pocket all day, to be able to pick it up, hit that Slack channel, and get in on the conversation right there instantaneously is beautiful. Get those notifications, swipe and read them. It's beautiful. I mean, so many different ways for you to be a part of the show. Download our free Clemson Sports Talk app while you're in there. Get the Slack app, but make sure you go to our website to join. That's the easiest way to join it. Or over on Twitter. There's a link that you can click in our profile. 803-978-1832. That's always the phone number. You can always text us thanks to our friends at the Ocean Reef Resort. 803-450-0086. We send it out to the phone lines here, though, on the Monday edition. Caller, welcome in. What's up?
Good afternoon to you. Know what's happening. The best, the only, the one and only talk show in the nation.
Thank you, sir.
Clemson Tiger Sports Talk Show. And I got a question for you.
I'll try my best.
I'm looking at the odds and end of this young guy, Lawrence, the running back. How big is this guy? Do you know?
You talking about Zamir White?
White. I'm sorry, Lawrence White. Yes, sir.
Yeah. I have to give me 1 second. I can give you his exact numbers.
Okay. My thing is this. I think it's coming down between. I think Georgia, because of two things. The two running backs from Georgia, they're leaving this year.
Yeah, 6 foot 205.
Okay, that's a strong guy. You know, like I said before, the last two good running backs that come out of there was Gurley and Marshall. They seem to have a pipeline going to Georgia. You think because they run the football more or what? You know, look at he could be a back like Clemson has. Spread the ball around, run it, throw it. You know, I don't know. What are you thinking about tomorrow?
I think
what time will he announce? Do you know?
Let me see if I can get that information for you real quick. I'll double check that. I know he was waiting for his mom's birthday to make his decision. Let me see if I can get an announcement time real quick. But I will say, in terms of what he brings to the table, he's the total package. And you look back. Let me see, announcement time. Oh, sometimes it's hard to talk and type at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. But you do your thing. You're the best at it.
Oh, I appreciate it. Well, if I was the best at it, I should have probably looked that up before the show, wouldn't you say?
But hey, you one-man show, buddy.
All right, man. Thank you. Yeah, let's see. Just says he plans to come in on his mother's birthday. I haven't seen a definitive start time or announcement time. So I'll try to double check that and put it out on social media if I can. Let's see. Let's get in another caller real quick. Hey, caller, are you there?
There's O-line. Yeah, man, I'm here.
Hey, what's up?
Me, baby. You.
All about it.
Did you have a good day off?
I did. It was a day off and it wasn't. Because, of course, just like anything, your first time away, and I know it wasn't my first time away, but, I wanted to make sure that things were going right for Zach before I really settled in. So I listened for probably the first 45 minutes, and then I thought, well, he ain't going to break it now.
He did good.
Yeah, I thought he did too.
I even called him just about the exact same time as right now, and I went probably over my head and his head with a. He was talking about Bentley's comments. We're never going to get beat again.
Oh yeah. What'd you say?
I was trying to play a pun on was it the 2016 or the 2017 championship that y'all won? And I said Bentley meant that we weren't going to get beat again in 2016.
Yeah. Exactly. There you go. It's not going to happen this year. I hear you.
Hey, you off there?
Me?
Yeah.
What you mean?
You still live? Well, I cut the radio off when I call you.
Yeah, we're still live. We're on the air.
Okay. I thought you were. Hey, does it just seem weird to me, or when I turn on the TV to watch the College World Series or anything, seeing blue and white fits to blue and white?
Yeah, this is, you know what? I noticed the same thing earlier. I was sitting here, and I looked up O-line, and I'm like, okay, hold on. Because I will say, over here to my right, we got a nice high-def TV, you know, one I can I also have the old school, I don't even know what you call it, it's old tube TV. And so I was looking at it, I'm like, I can't tell who's who. I'm with you 100% on that. Appreciate it. Yeah, I don't see a time for this thing. I see the announcement date being on his mother's birthday, but no time given yet, so that I'm aware of. Let me check one more thing on that Zamir White commitment time tomorrow. I might have one more place I can look, but let's see. Tuesday evening. So that's the best I can give you. Tuesday evening. So tomorrow night, perhaps we'll have some big news for you. White, who is, according to Rivals, the 7th rated prospect in the country. So there you go. Tuesday evening. Tomorrow night, we'll take a look at it. I was trying to think, too, when I think about Zamir White and his commitment and how, you know, the state of Georgia has reached across and gotten Todd Gurley previously out of the state of North Carolina and just found their way to jump right over the state of South Carolina. Yeah, and I know Elijah Hood ended up going to North Carolina, but he was another one that I think you kind of got away in some respects. Roger, listening to the show up in the 864, hits us up on Twitter. He's at rcsportscards.com and at rcsportscards on Twitter. He says, Swan, speaking of kids with the talent that could have made it, Roscoe Crosby from the 864 never panned out for him. Yeah, you know, Roscoe was so talented out of Union High School and multi-sport. Had I think it was the Royals maybe drafted him, and that's where he got the money. And yeah, he had a good season. I think he had one good year. I don't remember what year it was, but one year he had a really good season. Now we've got some conflicting reports. I just got a text message that says they read Zamir White's announcement is coming at noon tomorrow. So, hey, you know what? I'll tell you this. It's coming tomorrow. I don't know if it'll be noon or in the evening. But anyway, I don't have much time to debate it any longer. We'll be back tomorrow nonetheless. I'm Lawton Swan as always. Y'all take care now. And go Tigers!
Stars and Stripes Sports is a leader in the sports athlete development market, offering innovative health, fitness, training, and player development solutions for players and coaches of all levels of youth sports. Stars and Stripes Sports is looking to add at least